gentlemen, this is Sportsballin, your home for all things sports. My name is Ethan Markham, and as always, I'm joined by Connor Smith and Jace Vincent. You guys ready to talk some ball?
Absolutely. Another Monday, it's another jam-packed show, so ready to get things going here with the boys.
Yeah, man, this is my favorite day of the week, getting to talk some ball with my boys. Peak time for sports. You've got March Madness, college baseball, MLB starts soon. You got spring practice for football coming up. I would say this is probably the mecca time of the year for sports, so let's get into it.
You get a little bit of everything. It's the best time. Last night, Tennessee and Virginia squared off in the round of 32 for a trip to the Sweet 16. The Vols led for the majority of the game would end up outlasting the Cavs 79-72 to lock up a fourth straight trip to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, this was a really impressive win for Coach Rick Barnes and his team. You know, they've been very hit or miss recently. They played some great basketball last night, played good defense, scored almost 80 points. Nate Ament bounces back, scoring, I believe it was 16. You can hate Rick Barnes and his program all you want. They win consistently. Like you said, fourth consecutive Sweet 16. They've got a chance for their third straight Elite Eight. Really good win for a really good program.
Absolutely, and you said the fourth straight Sweet 16, and they're looking for their third straight Elite Eight if they can beat Iowa State. But a part of why they were able to really kind of hold the lead for the large majority of the game against Virginia was that they had 5 players in double figures led by Jacoby Gillespie and Nate Ament. So Gillespie was really the big star in both the game against Miami, Ohio, and in the game against Virginia, having over 20 in both those games.
So with Iowa State obviously being one of the most physical teams in the country, if not the most physical team, how do you think Tennessee is going to stack up next week?
Oh, it kind of feels like that's not good to say, but it kind of feels like the Houston game from last season in the Elite Eight. So you think of that as kind of like a bloodbath type defensive game, and you got to see if the injury of Jefferson really plays a big factor for Iowa State. It didn't against Kentucky. So you have to see if Tennessee can match their physicality and then find ways to get tough buckets and be ready to probably win a game in the 60s.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that they can't do it, but obviously it's going to be really tough for them to do that. Nate Ament, Jacoby Gillespie, you're going to have their A-plus games to even have a shot there. Nate Ament, obviously getting better, 0 points to 16. You love to see it. Got to be more efficient if they want to have a chance against Iowa State. But I will say the unsung hero of that game, if they are able to even make it close, will be Jalen Carey. That dude has been stinking it up the last month or so. But whenever he's locked in and playing good basketball, that team is at its peak.
Absolutely, and he's going to have to play good if they're going to have a chance against Iowa State. The first SEC Series win of the Josh Elander era in Tennessee closed out yesterday with a 7-1 beatdown over the Missouri Tigers. The Vols actually lost Game 1 of the series 8-4, but looked a lot better in Games 2 and 3. Guys, are the box office Vols finally turning things around?
I think so. I mean, they're still a really good baseball team. They're going to have a good shot to make the NCAA tournament. Missouri's not a great baseball club, but at the same time, you'll never apologize for winning an SEC Series. I mean, it's the best conference in the world for a reason. You know, I think they showed a lot offensively, but also I want to highlight 2 pitchers with Cam Appenzeller and Evan Blanco. Cam came out of relief on Saturday, and then obviously Evan started on Sunday. 2 really good performances. If they're going to get to where they want to be this season, they'll have to lean on those 2 guys.
Yeah, and Evan Blanco, you talk about the Sunday game. He went 7 innings there and was able to really put up good numbers in that 7-1 win. And for Tennessee, you get a bit of a monkey off your back. You got your first SEC Series win since April 13th of last year at Ole Miss. So big monkey off their back, and I know it's Missouri, but you got to feel confident kind of going into Vanderbilt a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you had a good series against, I mean, you didn't end up winning the series, but you looked pretty solid against Georgia, and you pick up your first SEC Series win of the season, again, the first one since last April. But looking ahead at Vandy, you know, I think the biggest issue for Tennessee is still got to be the bullpen. It's still a huge question, and if Josh Elander can kind of manage things a little bit better.
I don't think it's going to matter. I mean, Vanderbilt, they hit nukes now, but it's all still those shots. I feel like Coach Corbin overcorrected. You know, they were getting guys on base, not really driving anyone in because they weren't having extra base hits or home runs. They were just singles merchants. Now they get no one on base but hit solo shots. As long as they don't allow base runners, I think they've got this series in the bag.
Absolutely, and Mississippi State absolutely destroyed Vanderbilt, so Tennessee has to feel really good, I guess, going into it.
That is true. Now that we're at the Sweet 16, and it's been a great tournament so far, guys, let's talk about a few games that have or haven't surprised you and a few teams that you're excited to watch now that we're in the Sweet 16.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. First one that's shocking is the Florida game from last night. Going down to Iowa, who's the 9 seed, and Florida, of course, the reigning national champion, losing in the first weekend. Obviously, probably the big takeaway, big shocker of the tournament. And You got to look at that. I mean, you got games like that. I mean, the St. John's and Kansas game, buzzer beater there. Probably the best game of the tournament, other than that game, was the Vanderbilt and the Nebraska game.
Yeah, and kind of speaking of Nebraska, I want to highlight them. There's not really been, obviously the Vanderbilt game was good. You know, they've handled business so far. But at the same time, it's kind of shocking because they came into this tournament with this many wins in March Madness. They now have 2 against a good Vanderbilt team, and then they destroyed Troy in the first round. But in terms of biggest surprises, I want to highlight Alabama. You know, I don't want to seem like a homer whatsoever, but that win over Texas Tech was shocking to me. I mean, I thought they would compete. I didn't think they would absolutely dominate Texas Tech in all facets of the game. I mean, they had 28 points at halftime. Alabama looked like a lot better team without Aiden Holloway, which is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah, I mean, they looked good the entire game. I mean, there was not really, you know, all but maybe 2 minutes of that game where it maybe looked close. For the other 38 minutes, I mean, it was just kind of one of those where you flip to a different game. I mean, even if it's your team, it was hard to watch. So
yeah.
I would say they look a little bit better without Holloway. How far do you think they can go, though?
I think they'll get put out in this round. I mean, Michigan's a different animal. Obviously, you beat a good.
No faith.
No, you beat a good Texas Tech team. Michigan has the height and length that Alabama just does not have. You can't do anything about that. Michigan by like 12.
I absolutely agree. I just wanted to rage bait for a little bit, but we'll take a quick break from the action, and when we return, we'll have MLB baseball and more when we come back.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father.
Crippling depression, anxiety, exhaustion.
I was in prison and her mom had a heart attack.
There's a lot of institutional issues and challenges that suggest to us that dads aren't essential, and I've always rejected that.
Sometimes you don't have to know everything about being a dad. You just gotta be there.
So here's something a little bit different. Last week, Fanatics hosted a flag football tournament between Team USA and 2 teams of mainly current and former NFL Pro Bowlers, and believe it or not, the Pro Bowlers got smacked. Team USA outscored their opponents 106-44. And after this, guys, do you even think they're going to need NFL players at the Olympics?
Probably not, but at the same time, whenever you get guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba, Justin Jefferson out there, give them the playbook, train them in the flag football, because that's the whole thing. Like, obviously, they're better athletes, but Team USA is a well-oiled machine that's got experience with this. Once you get those kind of guys, like Jace out there against like some 5'7" dude from Serbia, it's going to be over, dude. It's going to be over.
I don't really think it matters if they need NFL players or not, honestly, because I think that you have enough players that are that may have not been good in the NFL, but really good in college, or players that are in the UFL, or people that are just used to playing flag football.
So like us in flag.
Well, I wouldn't say us. We're just washed high schoolers, but players that are actually good at football that play it at the college level.
Washed high schoolers?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be college students? What do you mean?
College students.
How do you think you would? Yeah. How do you think you would fare against a Lithuanian janitor?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'd have to get into shape.
No, I also would like to point out though that I feel like a lot of the NFL players probably were not going 100%, right? I mean, there's no reason to do too much and potentially get injured in an off-season flag football tournament.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still impressive to see, like I was saying earlier, these flag football players are used to this. They have the playbook. They understand. It's a whole different sport. You know, it would be like if softball players went to baseball and vice versa. It would take some time, but I mean, I thought it was cool to see him get kicked around.
It was pretty cool. MLB opening day will soon be upon us, and guys, with plenty of storylines to go over, what teams are you guys particularly excited for?
You know, as much as I don't like it because they're a division rival, Pittsburgh Pirates. They're a sneaky good team. I would not be shocked if they made the postseason. You've got really one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, led by Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller. But then you also have guys on the offensive side of things like Ryan O'Hearn, Brylan Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, sorry, O'Neal Cruz, and then Connor Griffin coming up. That's a sneaky good team.
Yeah. I guess I'm pretty basic, but seeing if the Dodgers can kind of keep the.
Of course, you said that.
If they can keep the dynasty going, then it's good for like storylines. But like, I'm not over here rooting for the Dodgers to win another championship because they bought another billion-dollar team.
It's
But, I
like
mean,
asking somebody.
storylines.
It's like asking somebody like, what are your favorite college basketball programs? They're
Duke,
like, oh, I
North
like
Carolina,
the underground
UCLA.
people. North Carolina,
No.
Kansas.
I'm just saying, like, from a storyline perspective, if they can win, what did we know, like a third straight championship?
Yeah, it would be the third
So-
straight.
I guess.
For a dynasty perspective, yeah, I know this kind of bites into your hot take a little bit, but
Hey, don't.
They've
not
gotten
spoiling, I'm not
they've gotten-
spoiling.
They've gotten a little bit better
You know
too.
what?
I
He's
mean,
spoiling. Get him.
Yeah. Bang. That's 2 now, by the way, because he rung the bell earlier. I'm actually excited for the Giants. Now,
Okay.
obviously, I'm biased, so a lot of that goes back to the fact that there's, Tony Vitello, Frank Anderson, all that. But they looked really good in spring training. They've
did.
got Logan Webb, who was elite last year. He's going to be good this year.
Yep.
I'm just excited to see how well does Tony V and his staff translate to the next level.
No, 100%. We've never seen it go like this. I mean, you've seen guys go to college to the pros, but never college manager to a pro manager. It'll be a massive learning curve for him, but we'll see if he's up to the test.
And now we'll go over to hear what's going on outside of the studio for the word on the street on Sportsballin.
What's up, MTSU? I'm Jackson Kirkowitz with Sportsballin, and today we're playing wiffle ball. Oof.
That was nasty.
Ooh.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. That was all good. It's all good. Good. Okay. I'm here with Eric. Eric, it's nice to meet you. Think you're gonna be able to get on base?
Heck yeah.
You gonna hit me in the head?
Probably not.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Small ball league.
Oh.
Single.
What team would you play for?
Man, probably the Royals, you know.
That's so random. Why?
I'm from Kansas. Oh.
There we go.
That was easily catchable, bro.
Strike one.
Foul ball.
Yes.
That was 100% my bad.
Good.
With my fellow co-host RJ, you think you're gonna be able to hit the ball?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Home run. Oh.
You got that. Let's do it.
How close?
There you go.
Double.
Okay, I'm here with
Molly.
Molly. It's nice to meet you. You think you're gonna be able to hit it today?
Definitely.
Awesome. Let's see what you got. Okay.
I hope you hit him. You should aim for him.
Yeah.
What?
Oh!
Ooh.
Good. That was good. Yes. Narrowly missed him, honestly.
That was oh shit. No. Homer. Oh.
Good.
Damn.
Gloria.
Gloria, it's nice to meet you. You think you're gonna be able to hit the ball today?
I don't think I will, but I'll try.
Oh my God, are you okay? Yeah, all good. I keep getting hit. Okay, I'm here with
Parker Johnson.
Parker. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you think you're gonna be able to hit this ball?
Maybe.
Maybe. I believe in you. I think you got it. Let's... Ooh, there we go. That's okay.
Second try.
Second try. Oh, there you
Yes.
go. That's awesome. On the second try.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Strike.
Oh, that one was my bad. That one was definitely my bad. That one was definitely my bad.
There you go.
This has been Jackson with Sportsballin. Thanks everybody for playing. Back to you in the studio.
Welcome back. It's time for our hot takes of the week. And Jace, we'll start with you.
Well, I wouldn't say hot take. This is a very modest take here, and it's that I think that Logan Webb will win the NL Cy Young Award this year, and that's because I think coming off of a year last year where he finished 4th in the Cy Young voting, I think that he could go and have a solid season and perform better than Paul Skeens last year and win the NL Cy Young, hit the buzzer.
That's not a hot take. That is certainly a take of all time. Top 6 in voting the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He led the league last year in innings pitched, led the league in strikeouts, was selected to Team USA, and Jace said, oh, one of the best baseball players in the world is going to win an award.
I honestly just couldn't think of anything for a hot take, and I scrambled and came up with this.
This happens a lot, I feel like, though.
Not with me.
Not
with me.
My favorite's got to be the Indiana one where
those are like
it was like week 5.
Those are like my 2 lowlights of hot takes, and it's just because I scrambled to come up something.
That or when you said the state of Tennessee last year was going to have
actually,
like 5.
Okay, but they were
at least it was hot. At least it was a hot take.
Last year, okay, but last year they had 4. Tennessee had 4 teams in the NCAA tournament, not 5.
You know what? I don't want to beat on Jace just like that. It's a bad hot take, but I'll agree. I'll take that.
I don't think I'll disagree with it. Absolutely, I agree. It's just like, you know, is water wet? You know, I mean,
it is not.
Nah, don't start that. No. But no, obviously, I mean, Logan Webb, one of the best pitchers, not just in the National League, just in all of pro baseball. He's definitely got to be one of the favorites to win this Cy Young. That's why it's such a tough, hard take, is because, like...
Yeah.
I mean, he was 4th last year in the voting. So.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah, so...
Bang. Yippee. Connor.
Keeping it with MLB and baseball, I'm going to say that the Dodgers do not make it past the NLDS. They're literally the epitome of a super team, but they're not going to make it very far in the postseason. I mean, they're going to be the overwhelming favorite to win it all, but Dave Roberts is just he's not a good manager. He's not good. You know, and even when they did win the World Series the last couple of years, they had to scrape and claw to even get to the NLCS because Dave Roberts and his staff is so garbage. So I think it's going to come back to bite them again this year, and they're not going to make it past the second round.
I don't think they're going to win the World Series, but I mean, I think they'll at least get past the second round.
No.
You know, I mean, there's just too much talent. You know, there's too much talent to...
And they almost didn't get past it last year against the Padres.
Yeah, it's baseball.
Or no, sorry. Not Padres, but yes.
But yeah, there's just too much talent. You know what I mean? I mean, eventually one of those... The thing is, you don't even have to be a good manager because there's not a lot for him to do. I mean, they carry his weight most of the time anyway. Eventually, one of those guys is going to bail you out of some tough situations. I don't think they'll win the World Series, but surely they'll at least get past the second round.
I mean, there's some really good teams, though. I mean, you got Milwaukee Brewers. We all know they're going to have the witchcraft, be a top 10 team in baseball. You got the Cubs, Phillies, Mets. It's not that easy for them on the path.
It's not an easy path, but I feel like I just got to feel like they get past the second round. Jace, chime in here.
I mean, I think that they'll get to at least the NLCS, and that's purely because they have to play teams probably like the Padres and the Mets that don't win in the postseason.
But you know who does, though?
The Dodgers.
The Cubs.
Dodgers have been winning in the postseason, so.
They have been.
Yeah.
Barely.
Best team money can buy.
What do you mean barely?
They
didn't win by a lot, but they're back-to-back.
Yeah, which just shows how bad of a manager Dave Roberts is because they're having to scrape and claw against these teams that have way less talent, which is why they're not going to make it past the NLDS.
See, that was way better than yours. That was way better.
Okay. Give us your hot take.
All right. So for me, I'm going to say that next season, the Titans will make the playoffs and easily be the most improved team in the league. So hired Robert Saleh. They brought in a lot of great players on defense. Alante Taylor. They brought in the defensive tackle from Denver. They've got a good, solid rotation with the linebacking core. And the biggest one, Brian Dable is the offensive coordinator for Cam Ward. I think that's going to feed families. That's going to be awesome, having an offensive coordinator that knows what they're doing instead of having Brian Callahan and then somehow downgrading from that to Mike McCoy. I think it's going to be great.
You want to know what's funny is I'm in my dorm. I'm thinking of a hot take, and this was kind of one of the first ones that came to my mind, was using this one, but then I didn't want to get laughed out of the room, so then I switched it up. So then I went with the Logan Webb one.
Well, you got left out of the room anyways.
Yeah, wait.
I didn't want to go with the Titans one.
So. Well, I mean...
I kind of like this one, honestly. I mean, you think about it. You mentioned Brian Daboll. Obviously, he's a good offensive coordinator, but at the same time, he wanted Cam Ward coming out of last year's draft. That's a guy that he knows can work in his system with the skill sets. He's a quarterback whisperer. You bring in Robert Saleh with a defense that was already solid last year. You bring in some other pieces, Jermaine Johnson, Micah Ruben-Bain. There's a lot of talent on this team. If you ask me, I think they have a similar, maybe not make it to the Super Bowl, but have a similar season to the Patriots where they win 10+ games, make the playoffs, have a decent run. So I like it.
I think if you nail the draft too,
Yeah.
like you said, might go Ruben Bain, but if they nail the draft along with how they've been in free agency, I think easily, yeah, I think they're definitely already probably the most improved team in the league.
Oh yeah,
But I
without a doubt.
think the playoffs are not out of contention.
No.
Just nothing to say. You didn't want.
No, I mean, I don't think it's out of contention. The AFC South sucks, so I mean, the Titans can get there.
Jacksonville just won like 12 games.
Okay, yeah, Jacksonville, because they're a product of playing the Colts and the Titans, and then they also play who else? They didn't have a tough schedule really at all last year.
The schedule is going to be easier for the Titans, so they might be like the Patriots the next season. But we'll be back here in a moment. We'll have our favorite segment. It's Connor's question right after this.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
We do it. The stars come to Middle Tennessee State University, and students come here to become stars, no matter what they pursue. We do it all. We're the only college of media and entertainment in the world, just outside the heart of Nashville.
Look, mic check 1 2. Everybody listen. When you do it like this, ain't no competition. I'm talking BIG, VIP. Treat them like a front row seat and make them pay attention. If I shoot for the 3, then I ain't never missing. Cranking up the degrees like I was in the kitchen. Can't lose, got too much to prove. And when you do it all, it get too hard to do it.
Our curriculum and facilities are cutting edge, and our relationships with industry leaders give students an edge over the competition. Check it out. You can get real-world experience with degrees in recording industry, media arts, journalism and strategic media, and more. Media and entertainment at Middle Tennessee State University. Learn to shine.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, pet them, care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture, you can jump, yell, you can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. 'Cause we're connected.
It's now time for Connor's question. And Connor, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, Ethan. This week we have, is 2022 Tennessee the best college baseball team ever? I know they didn't win it all, didn't even make it to Omaha, but at the same time, they were absurd. I mean, they outscored their opponents 613 to 192, had a consensus #1 RPI in every other metric, 17-4 against ranked teams, and 36-8 against quad 1 and quad 2 teams. I mean, this roster was absurd. I get they didn't win it all, but I think this clearly is the best baseball team of all time.
Part of me, I like 90% agree with you. Part of me thinks 2020 Tennessee, and I know the season got canceled really before conference play got going, but I thought that 2020 Tennessee had going pretty sure that they were like only had like 1 or 2 losses like in that point in the season. But those are the two probably of the best Tennessee teams in the Vitale era. But I would say 22, probably go 22, 24, and then 20 in probably that order of Tennessee baseball.
I would say yes, but I have actually thought about this a few times. If they played the 24 team that actually did win it all,
they would win.
I mean,
would they?
Would they?
They would. I mean,
in theory, they would.
I mean, you got to think about it though. You got Chase Dolander, Xander Sechrist, Chase Burns, Drew Beam coming up on the bump. Then you got pitcher Drew Gilbert, a young Christian Moore, and Blake Burt, and then guys like Kavaris Tears, Trey Lipscomb. I don't know how this is even close. I think this is definitely the best roster and the best team of all time. And the crazy part is they were all, I don't want to say all, but a lot of them were under-recruited guys that Tony V found and developed, which is insane. But yes, best of all time.
I mean, it's hard to disagree with it, but for the sake of discussion,
the sake of discussion,
Let's
I
say
mean, they didn't
you know,
win a national title.
They didn't
and
win
the
a title,
24 team
but the
did.
24 team did, and the 24 team is the only SEC team to ever win 60 games in a season.
Okay, but at the same time,
and they hit more home runs. So if we're talking about extra base hits, I mean they were better in that metric offensively. I don't think that the roster was better at all, but
I think like the senior leadership or like the upperclassmen leadership on that team was able to really get things going. I think also like younger players that were like draft eligible sophomores, like you had like Dylan Dreiling also on that team. That was a big factor in that 24 team. So I would throw in guys like that as well.
I mean, I get that and all, but and again, I understand they didn't win it all. But sometimes the best team does not win it all. I mean, we've had that happen plenty of times where a team gets hot, or like with Notre Dame, Tennessee just has an off day, and they get put out. If you play 10 games, Tennessee beats that Notre Dame team 9 times out of 10, and they go on to win the World Series.
I think I would agree with it. That's all we've got for Connor's question, but stick around as we wrap things up with our picks for the week here in a moment.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Miss Lee, this is Agent Williams from the tax office. Our records show an unpaid balance on your account. If you don't pay by end of day, you'll be facing jail time. Well, the fastest way to fix this is with a prepaid debit card. Can you go get one now? Yes, and we want to clear this up. If you just buy that prepaid card, put $400 on it, then call me back and read the numbers to me.
The moment they ask for a prepaid card is the moment you know something's wrong. Think before you send money. Learn more at scamowareness.org.
We're here, our last segment for the night, our picks for the week, starting off with Tennessee versus Vanderbilt.
I think this will be a competitive series just because it's an in-state rivalry. You know, these two teams, two programs obviously don't like each other, but give me Tennessee to win 2 out of 3.
I agree. Give me Tennessee to take 2 out of 3 over Vandy and reinstate themselves over Vandy. It's been a while since they beat Vandy in something.
I would agree. Give me the Volunteers. Speaking of Tennessee, Tennessee and Iowa State.
Sorry for you guys, but the write-ins here. The write-ins here. Iowa State is going to maul Tennessee by 15 to 20 points. So, yeah.
Iowa State's going to win also. As much as I want Tennessee to win, Iowa State's just going to out-physical them. It's going to be like the Houston game all over again. They're going to win by like 15. Give me Iowa State.
Give me Tennessee.
You don't believe that.
You don't believe that at all.
Arkansas and Arizona.
Give me Arkansas. I don't like Arkansas. I also don't like Arizona, but I think Darius Acuff has a monster game once again, and they beat the Wildcats.
I think Arizona wins because Arizona's the best team in the country.
They're not.
Over Arkansas. And I love Darius Acuff, but I'll take Arizona to chalk it up in the West region.
I like where Arkansas as a program's going, but give me Arizona. I think they're just too talented of a team. And to round things off, St. John's versus Duke.
Duke has not looked particularly great in the tournament so far. I think this is the game where they finally put things together and they show why they're the #1 seed, and they beat St. John's by double digits.
I'm not going to say that they win by double digits, but I'm purely picking Duke because they're my national champion in my bracket.
Oh, but I thought Arizona was the best team.
I think Arizona is the best team, but I picked Duke to win it all in my original paper bracket. So I'm taking Duke purely because they are in my paper bracket, but I could see St. John's winning.
Bro just keeps changing his mind. Go ahead and give me Duke. That's all the time we have for tonight. We thank you for tuning in. Remember to look for all future episodes of Sportsballin on YouTube and Blue Raider TV every week on Tuesday. For Connor Smith and Jace Vincent, I'm Ethan Markham. We'll see you around. Good night.